Just enough. I'm stuffed. Oh, there it goes. The meeting
You
is
have
being
leftovers, right?
No, no leftovers. All in my belly.
Oh, it's all in your belly. Aw. Well, okay, good. It was successful. Let me just
It says like.
your stuff, so you're gonna sleep really good tonight.
Oh yeah, I'm ready to sleep
Yeah,
right now.
we're gonna be praying for Natalia. She unfortunately was in a car accident.
Oh no, she
Yeah,
got that booking and then she has a car accident.
I know. Listen, the enemy is on the attack, but we're not gonna let him win. So
You okay?
she says she has a headache. I think she's gonna be okay. I hope so. I just found out just now.
Goodness.
So we're gonna open up with prayer because the enemy comes in different shapes and form and will try to stop us in our tracks, especially when you're about to step into your greatness. All right, dear Heavenly Father, I want to give you thanks for a wonderful evening. God, we pray, God, that you continue to cover our sisters, God, that love you so much and want to do better for others. Dear God, we pray that you cover the women on this platform tonight. We pray you cover Amy. Also, God, we pray for Natalia and her family. God, they were involved in a car accident, God, and I know what that's like when you're in an accident and sometimes you don't feel anything until days later. So, God, we are declaring, God, that she is well. We are declaring that that headache will go away, God, in the name of Jesus. We pray that you continue to lift us up and keep us safe, God, our families, and continue to put your hedge of protection around us as we continue to serve you. Dear God, as we finish this seminar year, we pray, God, that we will finish with greatness, God. We will go above and beyond our expectations, God. And as we step into the new seminar year tomorrow, God, we will continue to push for great things, God. We pray that you continue to lift us up in your son's precious name. Amen.
Amen. It's just you and me.
Yeah, it's okay. Just you and me, baby. So usually she would have hopped on and we'll see who else is hopping on. But in the meantime, that will give us some time for some recognition and any wins that you have for the week, Amy, you can go ahead and share that.
Well, I'm gonna give that the 3 eye makeups to that woman tomorrow. I'm meeting up with the woman that needed a cat sitter, but she's not gonna buy anything. She's 83, but I may get more business from that girl Cindy. And then I met that other woman at the show, and she told me to give her a call back after July 20th, and then I want to do the show July 23rd, and then hopefully have a party around that time frame too.
Nice.
And what I'd like to do is have that woman sell. I think she'd be great. So
good.
Doing good. And I just sold that lipstick.
Yeah, that's the thing. You just show people that they can do it too. Absolutely. Yeah. And one of my wins, actually this was today. I had a few minutes in between appointments, so I had something to drop off for this lady, unrelated to Mary Kay. And I went over and she says, "Oh, I need to refill." And so she placed an order. But also not just that, but being able to see
that you had a new person sign up.
Yes, I do have a new team member. Thank you, Amy, for that. Yes, so that was another win. And this is somebody I've known for a long time. And she got me some sales. And I'm like, why aren't you getting these sales for yourself? It makes sense to do that. So anyway, that was how I was able to show her that, listen, you're doing this. I appreciate it, but I want you to do it for you too. So I'm grateful for that. Who else can you bless with the opportunity? But the other thing I wanted to go over, I just want to quick congratulate again, Amy. Amy is one of our Part Up Achievers for this month. And I'm excited to celebrate you as you get your Part Up Pink. You already got your earrings. I haven't seen the pictures
yet. I did. I wore them tonight.
Yeah, you wore them tonight. Oh, nice. Yes. And that's the thing. Oh, this was a necklace that Mary Kay gave me, sent for my birthday.
Oh, pretty. I didn't get my birthday present from them.
Yeah, when you're a director, you can get as much birthday presents as you
They have the wrong. You got to change that day with them because Mary Kay sent me the birthday wish on the 28th and everything.
I know. I don't know why in the computer it says the 28th. It must have.
I know, but that's your birthday.
I know it is my birthday. So anyway, we're gonna have to fix that so we make sure that we know that you are not on the 28th, the 27th, right?
Right.
The day before.
Right.
All right. And then the other thing I wanted to mention is don't forget that we do have our new star quarter that has started. So if you had your eyes on anything before, now is the time to make sure that you are, planning ahead. You don't want to wait till last minute and say, oh, that was the prize I wanted. You got to plan now. Let me share the screen so you can see what that star prize is. Here it is. So yeah, so this is our star prize starting June 16th. So it's already started and it ends September 15th. And
yeah,
so
but that's 1,200, isn't it? Or 1,800?
18 is the minimum. Yeah. So the nice thing is that you can break it down. And then the other thing is that you don't have to get any of the prizes that are here. So say, for example, you don't want the TV or you don't want any of the prizes, you can collect points. So like one of the nationals, I saw that she collected, I'm sorry, not national director, she collected points and now she's getting like a nice gift, like worth, I think she said like $800. But that's a nice thing. You can get gift cards if you don't want the prizes. You can even get trips.
So I want gift cards. Well, some of the jewelry is nice though.
Yes, some of the jewelry is very nice. And they don't give you like the.
That's pretty. That right there. Oh,
this one, the pearl.
Yeah, that's the pearl. That's pretty.
Right, and then yeah.
What's wrong with the ring that I got?
Yes, that is true, Amy. You see, you're right. So maybe that's the one you got to aim for. And then the other thing is, say you earn one of these, you earn Emerald Star. If you say, for example, you don't like the Emerald Star stuff, but you want to get a couple things from down here.
Oh yeah, that's an idea.
Yeah, you can get a couple things from Sapphire. Say you want to get something from Ruby and one from Sapphire. As long as you have enough points, you can mix and match. So that is the beauty of the star prizes. And just bear in mind that you want to plan ahead. You don't want to wait till last minute for those star prizes. Any questions?
Nope.
Nope.
Just me.
Just you. All right. And then last but not least, you want to make sure you are tracking your faces, because when you talk to people and you have them try this stuff, those count as your faces.
Now, when I did my show, and I showed them my eye makeup and they bought because I wore it, is that a face or no?
No. But if you say, for example, you had somebody try it on the back of their hand, they call it a hand show instead of a facial, a hand show.
Right.
That counts as a face because they're trying the product. Or say, for example, you're able to help somebody do a glamour look, that counts as a face as well.
I showed them, but I didn't get to do it. So
if you had them try it. So next time, what I would say, when you go to those events, that's what I'm saying. So that's something different I'm going to do. Bring a cooler and a spray bottle and have stuff to wipe the back of it, but have them try maybe the satin hands or the microderm.
That's what I want to do, yeah.
And that counts as a face, because what I like about it is that you see the results right away. As it exfoliates, you see the result right away, and that will have people asking. So it's a great way to ensure that you're getting some people trying the makeup or the skincare, and then getting your sales right then and there.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to go into training wise, and I think this is streaming, so any of the girls that are not able to hop on, they can go back and watch. As we approach a new seminar year, and we're wrapping up today, which is month end. So, whatever you guys, any last minute orders, you got to put them in now, because if you have stuff going on in July, you don't want to wait till July to order. You want to order it now so that you can get it in time for July. And for 4th of July is coming up, right? So we want to make sure you have some stuff on hand as well for that. But we're going to talk about the emotional cycle, because a lot of times when you're in this, and don't think directors don't go through this and nationals, we all go through this. But that's what I wanted to train on tonight. I wanted to go over just the emotional cycle that we go through as a Mary Kay. Whether it's Mary Kay or not, you're going to go over this. And so I just wanted to do a training on that so that we can examine where are you in this process and how to overcome that. So I'm just going to share my screen really quick. And I love engagement. So we're going to break it down into each section, into each category. Can you guys see this? You can see this, right, Amy?
Yeah.
Okay. So everybody goes through the stages, but what you learn is that as you become mature in your business, you will not stay long in some of these stages. So number one, so stage one is, when you started your business, you're excited, you're telling everybody about it, you're getting enthusiastic. And, we've all been there. And what I like about Mary Kay is that you can reignite yourself. And that's why it's great to go to events. Seminar is coming up. Whoop, whoop. Amy already scheduled. She registered.
Ty.
Yeah, you and Ty and Miriam. And I'm trying to find one more person to go with you guys. But I know
that'd be good.
I know it's going to work out, because there's always someone that waits last minute to schedule. So stage one, and that's why you have to stay in front, go to your meetings, because that will keep the excitement. Being enthusiastic, guess what? If you're around negative people, you're not going to be enthusiastic. Oh, Natalia is hopping on.
Oh good. Hey, Natalia, how you feeling?
I know she's in the hospital, so I don't know if she can speak, but Natalia, we are praying for you that you will have a great recovery, and that there's not going to be any after effects after the accident. Because I know how some of these things are. And you came on at the perfect time, because I'm training on the emotional cycle when it comes on to our business, especially with the new year coming up. And we talked about making sure you're at events, and by staying plugged in, because guess what? If you're in a funk, you don't want to reach to somebody who is in a funk with you. You want to reach to somebody who can pick you up. So that's the best way to go. Yeah, I don't think she can talk. Let me see if I can't see the chat. Oh, she said thank you. Oh, you're welcome, Natalia. And I hope the kids weren't in there as well, and that they're okay. So stage one is the excitement. Number two is frustration. Why would you get frustrated with the business? One, I know for me, people have made promises to me and they canceled, they stopped answering their phones. I remember one time I drove all the way to Broward and the lady stopped answering her phone. No. And not only that, when I got to the door, she didn't answer the door either. Did this happen to me? Yes, it happens to me too.
It's like I got the wrong number. Either that or she just doesn't want to talk.
No. She just, after that, we never.
No, that happened to me yesterday.
Okay, right. Yeah, it could be a reason why. Maybe we took the number down wrong, or there's a variety of reasons. However, we can get frustrated because one, we're going to get obstacles. Any business you have, you are going to have obstacles. And guess what? The other thing is your friends won't book with you because you thought in your head, you probably say, okay, I have 100 friends. All my friends are going to book with me. Guess what?
Not
the
one.
Best support you get are from strangers.
Yeah, my friends are not booking.
Exactly. So I was grateful. I remember I got this training one time. I was so grateful because I was at a point where I was like frustrated. And when I heard the training, I said, okay, now I get it. Now I understand. So friends won't book, but guess what? You're going to meet through Mary Kay. You're going to meet leads that become your best friends. And I have to tell you, I've met leads, connected with people that we became great friends, right? Number 3, shock. Oh my God. I thought they said this would be easy. I thought they said it was not difficult. I thought that everybody was going to book with me. I thought that everybody I spoke with would buy Mary Kay, right? So you're in shock. Now, here's the beauty of this cycle. You don't want to stay in one stage for too long. If you are strong or more mature business-wise, then you're going to pivot quicker, right? You're going to get up and say, you know what? Let me go make some booking calls. Let me go get some new leads today. Let me go out with some samples in my cart and meet new people. Number 4, any comments? You can. No. Number 4 is, so this is stage 3 is shock, and number 4 is denial. You start denying. And I've seen this happen. People start withdrawing. They stop answering my calls. They avoid the meetings, so they don't come to the meetings anymore. They start having a negative attitude, even saying negative things about Mary Kay. They start procrastinating, so they put things off. They rather find other things to do where they'll cook, they'll sleep. All of a sudden, they're more excited to clean the house. And guess what? They will also take on more projects at JOB. And so when you take on more projects at the job, you're still in this denial stage, but you're going to say, oh yeah, I don't have time, when in reality that's not true. You just took on more projects. And so when you're in that stage, you want to make sure you are reaching up. You definitely don't want to avoid your meetings. You want to make sure you're staying plugged in. That's the best advice I can say. Even when you don't think it's helping, stay plugged in, because when you're hearing this information over and over again, all of a sudden now you start speaking that lingo. You can talk to other people and you'll remember, oh yeah, I remember Kenisha would say that, right? Number 5, what is number 5? Number 5 is fear. You start saying, oh, I can't do this. Maybe this isn't for me. And I've had people, like, fear starts setting in. And honestly, what really are you afraid of? They didn't tell me that it was going to be difficult. They didn't tell me that people would say no, that they would cancel, that they didn't tell me they would return products. And then you blame everyone else but you. You don't take any credit for what you're going through. You blame your kids, you blame Mary Kay, you blame your recruiter. And so as I'm going through this, you want to try to see if you are, where are you in any of these phases, right? So that's number 5. And directors, nationals also go through this phase, except that they probably go through it a lot quicker as they're growing. And as you go through the phase, you will also start seeing victory. So that's the best thing, is that don't worry, there is victory at the end, because I've seen it happen myself. So after number 5, right after fear, you start settling. What do you start telling yourself in the settle stage? You have 2 stages of the settle. You have 6A, you have a 6A and a 6B. So 6A, you start settle. You say, you know what? I never wanted my own business. I really love my job. My other job, it's fulfilling. The hours aren't so bad, when really they're working you to death. So you know you're not telling the truth, because I remember working 12-hour shifts, but now you start telling yourself, you know what? The hours aren't too bad. You know what? I'm just going to quit. I'm just going to forget my dreams. Really? That's when you want to reach up. If you ever find yourself in any of these stages, you got to either go out, get a booking, get a win. Some people, they need to get a win right away. And so I've seen this happen where consultants will get to this point, and then we talk, and then all of a sudden they'll post something, and then they get us saying, like, Kenisha, oh my God, I got an order. I need to place an order. And how many times have you seen this happen where you kind of feel like you're in a funk, and all of a sudden you get a win, right? All right, 6B, anger. You're angry at yourself. You start recognizing your feelings, and you start saying, you know what? I take responsibility. I need to do my 1-hour booking calls. I didn't do that religiously, so I really can't blame anyone. And you start giving yourself that reason to keep going. You know, it's for your own success, right? It's for my family. And I say, the time that I spend away from my home, I need to make sure that that I give it my all, because I'm taking time for my children, and I want to be able to show them, like, listen, the time that I spend away from the house, I was really being productive. So that's why I'm like, no, I got to stick with it, because I don't want all the time that I spend to go to waste. And that's how I look at your business. You got to keep going. And then, of course, accepting responsibility that you are the one responsible for your success or failure. Don't blame your director. Don't blame your national. Don't blame your team members. No, I have to be responsible for my own success or failure, right? And last but not least, we want to talk about recommitting. How do you recommit? It's not like you start telling yourself, you know what, I don't give up. It's not like me to give up on goals or get discouraged. You start get excited. You start sending positive messages to your brain. And what I would recommend, daily affirmations is one of the best ways to do that. You start becoming realistic. You start sharing with your colleagues. You start going back to the meetings, and you open your mind, right, up to learn. And so which stage would you say you are in when you look at this? When you go through the transition stage back to recommitment, then it means you're director material, because you have to go through these stages in order to grow, in order to learn. So which stage, if you had to pick a stage, which stage would you say you are in when it comes on to attitude or
Fear.
emotional cycle?
Mine is fear.
Fear. Okay. What are you afraid of, Amy, if you don't mind sharing? What would you say you're afraid
I'm
of?
afraid that I'm not gonna be able to live and making with just Mary Kay. You know, times are tough and I'm only getting an order here and there. And I don't know, maybe I'm not good enough at it. And what if, that's my whole life fear. I'm always second guessing myself.
And I totally understand that. Like with any business, you got to keep building. And what I look at, Amy, I look at other people. If other nationals and other directors and other consultants have done it, well, why can't you? Right?
Because they know a lot more people.
Not really. Not really. They started like me. I started with I only knew 3 people. I moved there to Palm Beach from Miami. And remember, your friends don't support you. And I went from 3 to 400 and something customers. Guess what? It wasn't people that I knew. These were people that I met during the process. So, you know, and that's that thing with fear. For me, it was fear of responsibility. That's why I didn't go for directorship. I sat on the bench for 6 years. I didn't want to be responsible. I was like, oh man, I felt like it was going to be a burden to be responsible for a unit. But one of my nationals said, Kenesha, if they discontinue, you can't feel responsible for somebody that decides not to work their business. And I used to, at the beginning, not now, but when I was a director the first time around, that's how I felt. Like if somebody gave up, it's my fault when it wasn't. So Amy, that fear that you have, you just keep building and growing into a reorder business. And one thing I learned from Gloria is that, yes, you have 400 and something clients, or say you have 10 clients, but don't just rely on those clients alone, their reorders. She's like, what if every day you're still meeting new? And I know, even though she's a national, she's still meeting new people on a daily basis. And so that's one of the things she said is like, you know, keep going. You make your booking calls, 5 + 2, 5 new leads, 2 bookings, 5 new leads, 2 bookings. What if you get to the number that you feel comfortable? Still keep booking. Because even national Amy, I know Amy still talks to people when she meets them.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So keep talking to people, Amy. And you, Amy, not our national now, you, Amy, I know that you are great at connecting and you have that excitement that's contagious. So don't be afraid. You know,
I got the excitement. I'm kind of like 1 to 5, I guess. Like I'm not into denial. That I'm not into. I'm not into shock, excitement, and then fear. I go from 1 and 4, 1 and 5, 1 and 5.
You go between 1 to 5. And it's
but I don't go 2, 3, and 4. I just am one excitement and fear. Excitement and fear. Excitement. That's like me. That's just me. My personality. It's like I'm wicked excited, and then now it's not gonna work. Or you know. So
well, I know it's like I hear you sometimes, and then you text me, oh my God, I got an order.
Yeah.
How many times does that happen? And I'm like, you see, Amy? But the nice thing is that when you don't stay in a stage too long. I remembered going in DIQ and I was at a shock phase because it was close to the end of the month. And I'm like, okay, I need to shut it down. I don't know how this is going to happen. Everybody else has done it. I feel sick to my stomach. I want to throw up. And let me tell you, when you feel like you're at that point, that's when you got to move. You can stay, you can be in a phase, but do not sit there too long. Don't sit there and let it marinate. You got to get out of that phase, reach up to your director, your national, and, you know, let them give you strategies or coach you and then get you back on track. You don't want to stay in that stage too long. All right. Any thoughts, questions, or comments? And the reason I wanted to go over this, especially for the attitude emotion cycle, is because especially with the end of the year wrapping up, we can get discouraged. You know, the seminar year is done today. It's going to be a new one starting tomorrow. And so maybe you didn't achieve what you wanted. You probably wanted to be a red jacket by seminar year, or you wanted to be a car driver or a director, whatever that is. This is a good time to go over your emotions and say, okay, how am I going to deal with this? How am I going to get out of my funk that I'm in? And the best way to get out of it is reach up and get a win. Get a win right away. How can you get a win? Get some sales, right? You can get some sales, or a new team member that's excited, that can bring out that excitement in you. Talk to some people. That was one of the things I pledged, that this week I was going to go out and get my 5 leads, 2 bookings every day. And sometimes, honestly, I don't always feel like it, because I don't like talking to strangers. I don't love it, but I do it because I said, you know what, I'm doing God's work, and it doesn't feel like a job to me. When I feel like when I'm doing God's work, it doesn't feel like a job. And so if that's what you got to do, then that's what you have to do to get to your goal. All right. So let me see. I think we have, okay, good. We have some time. Any questions? Anybody else have any comments in regards to emotions and the emotional cycle? I know Natalia is probably not. Let me see. Natalia says she's in stage 2. Or 1 and 2. Excitement and frustration. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure that, especially when somebody says they're going to go on the website and to this day they still haven't gone on it, that's frustration, because people they don't keep their word, or they honestly sometimes forget. I think that is a big one why people don't go on the website. So a lot of times I'll just take the order then and there. I get the order, I'm like, okay, I'm assuming the sale, versus going on the website. Because people forget. All right, so what I since we already went over the emotional cycle, let me just stop share really quick. We could talk about overcoming some of the objections, because I think when you have objections, that's one of the ways that can lead to frustration. I don't know if I'm right in stating that, but when you have people that give you all types of excuse in the book, I think that's one of the things that can lead to the frustration that people may experience. So what I would recommend at some point, getting to know the objections and studying them. Just like you would study a book, right? You're studying for a test. I would say get to know the familiar or the common objections and study them, because guess what? People are going to give you objections. That's just their nature. And your goal is to overcome that objection, because guess what? The enemy will put ideas in people's head. You're too tall, you're too short, you're too skinny, you're too fat, you're too, bright, you're not bright enough. I mean, all types of excuse I've heard that are lies. And that's what he does. He's a liar. And so he's going to plant lies in people's head as to why they can't do a business like this. So here are some just common objections that you can work through, right? And we're going to go through a few of them. So, and this is also available on the website, on Amy's website, or on the app. So the first one, and I hear this a lot, I am just too busy. Girl, how many times have you heard this? Girl, I don't have time for Mary Kay. And so how do you work through this objection? So this is one of the most common one. I don't have time. I'm too busy. So my question now would be to that person, if I can teach you how to make $200 or more a week, working only 3 hours a week, could you find 3 hours? That's something you could ask them. Or you can say to her about her schedules, that if you can show her how she can, plan her schedule so that she could sprinkle in Mary Kay and earn that extra money. Is there any reason why you wouldn't want to give it a try? And so what's a common answer when you ask somebody something? No. So is there any reason why you want, if I show you how with my schedule or with your schedule that you can make that extra $200, is there any reason why you wouldn't want to give it a try? And most times people will say no. But think about this. Now things are a lot different, because even if they're not working 2 to 3 hours a week, but they're utilizing posting and WhatsApp status and Instagram and Facebook and doing Facebook parties, even if it's, you know, a 5 in 5 for 5 minutes, those are ways that you can show them, listen, if you have only 5 minutes, that can grant you some or guarantee some sales as well. So Mary Kay is so much different now than when we started, when I started 11 years ago. Okay, so what would be a second objection that somebody may give you for in regards to team building? So a second one would be, oh no, I'm not the sales type. How many people said that? And I can tell you, I'm not the sales type. People say, oh my God, you're so great in sales. And I'm like, I'm definitely not the sales type, because I don't beg people to buy. I like, if I love something, oh my God, I will tell you all about it. My sister, when she loves something, she'll tell you to the point where you'll go out and buy it. That's how good she is. So it's just being honest. So what would I say if somebody says I'm not the sales type? Great. Would you believe that 90% of Mary Kay women aren't the sales type? And so that's what you want to tell people. No, we're not looking for sales type. Because sales type, when you think of a sales type, they're somebody that's like a shark person, right? When you go to a car salesman, it's like they're going to sell your car, that, and when you leave, you're like, I didn't want that car. We don't want that kind of person working with Mary Kay. We want somebody that's going to be honest, and you fall in love with your customers, right? We look, and you tell them, we look for women that simply teach other women how to feel better about themselves through skincare and makeup, or even by sharing this incredible opportunity and impacting their lives. So we do the skincare, we share that with others to help impact their lives. We're not just saying, oh, here, buy this, buy that. No, we impact their lives to the point where, okay, I'm helping to build somebody's confidence. And I even have an example of somebody that's going through cancer, and, you know, to see her go through cancer, to see her beat cancer, to see her messaging me and telling me how great her skin looks, and she has so much confidence, and people are you can't even tell that she's going through treatment. But to be able to connect with her, it's more than sales. It's more than just the money. It's more than just buying the products. It's building that relationship with people. And that's what you want to tell others. Number 3, what if they say, I really need to talk to my family or husband? So if somebody says that, well, in my head, I would think that this is probably a S personality type, right? So they involve family. So what you can say to them is, so what do you think your husband will say? And so here's one of the reasons why when I do in-person meetings or in-person coffee chats, I always love to have my agreement on hand, the written one, and then you can always fill it out right then and there. Great. Why don't we go ahead and fill out our agreement? And if for some reason he has any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them. And then if he still says no, then we can tear up the agreement and you can remain a great hostess. So that's what we used to do back in the day. We always had a written agreement for them to fill out. And then you can have her do that. And then, you know, you can keep that and have her talk with the husband. Sometimes I've even met with the spouse and the partner at the same time after. So that's okay. If they want to talk to both of you, I mean, to me and the consultant, all 4 of us having coffee, that's fine too. Because sometimes if the man is the one in the house that's making the money decision, sometimes they want to talk to the person. Even if it's $30, you'd be surprised some of the things I hear. So that's number 3. Number 4, this is a common one I hear. I don't know that many people, right? Amy said something similar to that. Do you know one person that could be a face for you? So that's what you can say to them. If I can teach you how to turn one person into all the other people you will ever need to know, would you be willing to learn? So you're going to say, if I can teach you how to turn one person into all the other people you will ever need to know, would you be willing to learn? Or you can say, is there any reason why you wouldn't want to give it a try? So one of the things I do, and I mentioned before, is lead events, meeting people on the go. Always be prepared. Have a card with you, have a sample. And that is a great way to meet people doing life, grocery store, going to the bank. I would have to go to the bank today and while I was there, I gave a teller a card with a sample in there. She was so excited. She says, "Oh my God, you should have seen her." She was so excited. She apparently loves lipstick. So doing life, right? And that's what you can tell them. We teach them. What I would say, don't go into a whole ton of details and give them a lot of information that overwhelms them. Just keep it simple. All right, this is a common one too. Hopefully we don't have a lot of people saying that because it's only $30. I don't have the money. I remember hearing this from I had a director that says, "Oh my God, you don't have the money. For $30, I can show you how you can go sell 2 lip glosses and make back your money right away." So think about that. If somebody says, "I don't have the money," the next question, do you have access to a credit card? Or if I can show you how to earn $100 in 2 weeks, could you find someone that can help you get started? So what if there's somebody that can help them get started with that $30 or that $130? Then it is worth the effort because you're going to more than make back that money. And then last but not least, you know what? I really am going through a lot right now. Not now. It's not a good time. How often do we hear that one? I know I hear that one quite a bit.
Too often.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Hear it all the time from everybody I talk to.
Yeah.
Now's not a good time. Now's not a good time. Now's not a good time. I'm sick of hearing it already.
Now it's not a good time. Yeah, you hear that. And so when you hear that, what do you say? If you were to do Mary Kay, what would be your reason? And that's what you want to ask them. Find out their why. Why would they want to be a part of this company? Even though they said now is not a good time, find out their reason. I say find your hot button and overcome that objection. So if they say now is not a good time, ask them, if you were to do Mary Kay, what would be your reason? And so you show them, if I promise to hold your hand and teach you how to do this, what would keep you from getting started today? And so you can offer a sign-in bonus. I remembered when I was in DIQ, I offered the hydrogel eye patches for people that signed on. And I also had a ring. That was one of the things. I had a ring for those people who were new and coming on board while we were in DIQ. So those are the 6 most common objections for team building. There are also objections for booking and sales. That's going to be for another training. But I recommend, and I will scan this and give to you guys so you can study it. I recommend learning these, knowing the most common ones, and being able to overcome that just fluidly. And I would say practice. Practice makes perfect, you guys. Any questions, thoughts, or comments? Or you can just share, maybe there was a point in time where you had an objection and how did you overcome that? Natalia loves my blue. Oh, on my nails. Oh yeah, this is a new overlay that I have. It's okay. I know, off topic. Oh, let me see. Oh my goodness. I don't think you've ever seen me in blue. Oh, geez. I'm glad what do you have on? You're doing okay? Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, for those of you guys.
Hear we don't.
What happened? No. She probably can't speak.
No, I was muted.
Oh. I just noticed chat. Sorry.
Oh. Yeah, Natalia, we're praying that you'll get released and you'll go home and everything will work out fine. That you're not gonna have any after effects of this.
Thank you. I hope so. I hope I don't have no after pain.
Yeah. All right. With that said, and by the way, I'm streaming this to YouTube. I was able to get back on. For some reason, my whole password was acting up. So I'm excited because especially during the summer months, I always wonder like, oh my God, I'm going out in the heat. I was at a birthday party yesterday and I wanted my makeup to still stay intact. And a lady came up to me at the party and she said, look at you, your makeup is still intact. Everybody else was out there sweating. I mean, it was hot, but my makeup stayed put. And so I am super excited to share with you guys tonight how I get to keep my makeup intact, especially for the summer months. And then you guys can feel free to try these techniques that we have to keep the makeup intact, especially during the summer. And especially if you sweat a lot and you have oily skin like myself, I love Mary Kay because it keeps me in check during these hot summer months. And ladies, feel free to chime in because again, we're streaming. So people can always go back later. I'm gonna post it so you can go back and watch this. All right, so I'm just gonna quickly clean my eyes. The oil-free eye makeup remover is great, especially during the summer months. Right now, I did not have on the waterproof mascara, but during the summer months, you may want to consider if you're going to be out there in the heat, or if you're going, say you're going by the pool, you still want to look cute when you're doing your pictures. It might be a great idea to wear your waterproof mascara. And what I like about it is that even with a waterproof mascara, you don't have to be aggressive when you're cleaning your eyes. And so look, this was a sheared cotton pad. I was able to clean the mascara and the liner that I had on, that I put on earlier this morning. So a couple things that I'm gonna use. I love the micellar water. If you notice, see, look, this is how much I have left in there, because it helps to break down the makeup. So I'm just gonna quickly cleanse because I wanna just get started with the skincare. I mean, not the skin, we're not gonna do a whole ton of skincare, but I wanted to get started with the makeup, the summer, I'm gonna call it my summer makeup look. And ladies, you can feel free to chime in and just let us know what you have done for these summer months. So I'm using my micellar water, which is like a pre-cleanse for me. But also, if say, for example, you went to the gym, you want to do a quick cleanse without a rinse off, the micellar water is great for that. And if you have sensitive skin, again, the micellar water is great for that. My sister, I have her on, she's using the bar, and because she had some sensitivity, you know, as people get older, their sensitivity changes. And so now I have her using the micellar water. She just reordered, and she's using the bar soap, among some other things. All right, so my cleanse is my 4-in-1 cleanser. You guys have seen us use that. I'm just gonna quickly use it tonight because I really want to get to the main information. So I'm gonna quickly cleanse, and we'll go over some of the popular things that I have during these summer skincare summer months. Marilyn, how are you doing? I see you. Congrats on your new team member. Marilyn's ready to rock it out. And Marilyn is in a different seminar from us. I think she's in Emerald. So her time is a little bit different. So usually when I cleanse, I usually use my my brush, because one, I like the way it feels, but also it cleans my face a lot better than my hands. And so I'm just wiping off any. So this I'm just taking off the cleanser that I just used, because I guess what I want the anti-aging from the cleanser, but also I want the benefits from the cleanser, like the resveratrol and the vitamin B3. So hence why you see me using the 4-in-1 cleanser. So it's not, I'm not just relying on the micellar water for that. All right, just make sure I got all the makeup there. So one of the things I also do is I use the day cream. So that's a moisturizer, and I'm gonna put on just a little bit. So if you have not exfoliated in a while, which hopefully you haven't done that, you haven't missed your exfoliation, you want to make sure you are exfoliating at least 1 to 2 times a week. Otherwise, your makeup is not going to sit well on your skin. So make sure you're exfoliating, and make sure you also get your décolleté, right? Make sure you get your décolleté. So how do I help my makeup stay on? one of the things that I started doing, so you're going to notice I'm going to do things a little bit different than how I normally do it. I have my mirror here, so I may have to switch back and forth. But before I even put on my primer, because the foundation primer, right now we want to make sure you're priming before you paint, because that's going to help your makeup stay put. So I'm going to do my pressed powder, and my color is bronze 2. And I have my foundation brush. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to dust it off.
That's the pressed powder and not the cream to powder, correct?
Right, correct.
Okay.
The cream to powder is here. Looks a little bit different. So you see how it looks creamy? And this is the pressed powder. So the pressed powder can also, like, say for example, you want to touch up, you have a meeting and you want to do a touch up later on in the evening. You could do your forehead, your nose, and your chin. This is what I would use. But so it's not the same.
Okay, I need to order mine.
Yeah, this is the Bomb Diggity though. I have to tell you, since I started using it before my regular foundation, I have seen a difference. So it is very sheer. So if you're relying on this alone for coverage, it's not going to give you a whole ton of coverage. It's not going to give you a whole lot of coverage. So I use my brush and I apply. And then now what I do, so primer is a must-have primer. What you can do is you can put the primer on your brush, or you can use it on your fingertips. You don't need a lot. And I just apply that over my pressed powder. Now, I don't rub it because I want it to really just soak in. I don't want to take up any of the pressed powder that I just applied. Okay. The other thing I didn't mention, I love the hydrating gel. So if you want to really keep that moisture trapped without that oily feel or look, the hydrating gel is awesome for that. So you want to get the one that's for your skin type. All right. So we did pressed powder, we did the primer, and one of my favorites, the Bomb Diggity, the oil mattifier. The oil mattifier keeps any oil at bay. Anywhere you tend to get oily, that's where I use my oil mattifier, and I use it over my primer, and I just do a nice little dab. Right? You don't need a lot. It gives you that matte look once you apply your foundation. Again, this is all in prep for the summer months. So I'm going to teach you something else that I do. So this is not going to look like my typical makeup session that I do. So don't say, Kenisha, you taught me this, you're doing it all wrong. No, there are different ways, but I'm going to show you how this way it really keeps everything put or everything intact. So I do like my concealer, and I'm going to show you with the light bronze concealer, you can put that on before you put on your foundation. So you can put a little bit under your eye, and I'll put a little bit here as well, and just down very lightly down the bridge of my nose. So this is before I do my foundation. So this is a little damp, which is all right. You could do dry or damp. And I'm just gonna go underneath. The reason why the concealer, I don't know if you ever tried our concealer, it doesn't wash off easily. So when you imagine you put this on as a base and then you put your foundation over that, your makeup will stay intact. I'm gonna do the same thing here. Blend. And one of the secrets to this is also making sure that you give it enough time to sit there, right? So what I'm gonna do as I apply this, And I do a little bit in my, just my T-zone area. You can use a concealer brush, or you just kind of hold the tip of the brush and you just go down the bridge of your nose, right? So I could do it like that. So that means when I do my, so this is not contouring or highlighting. This is just doing this as a base before I put on my foundation, because it's gonna make my makeup sit, and then by the end of the day, it will still look like I just put my makeup on. So while this is gonna give it a few minutes to kind of sit there, right? I'm just gonna feature some of the things I have here. I do have the cream to powder. So this is an option that you can use for application as well. If you put this on before you put on your foundation, your makeup will stay put as well. And I actually have tried this application as well. So you can put this on. So this is a cream to powder, and my color is bronze 2, right? That's the cream to powder. And usually for application, this brush is great to apply the cream to powder. Or some people use the flat sponge. That's okay too. Or you can use the base of this. It's totally up to you. All right. And the other thing that I definitely don't leave home without using is my finishing spray. If you want your makeup to stay put, you see how it's starting to crystallize already? So it doesn't look as bright as before. You definitely want to make sure you have your finishing spray. And after I had applied my primer, I could have done my finishing spray. So when you do a couple layers of that, it helps to keep your makeup intact. So this is awesome for that. All right. And the other thing that I did not show you that we are going to utilize tonight is my primer. For your makeup to stay put, you definitely need to prime. You have to. It's not an if and or but. You definitely have to prime. All right. So I could have done that while I'm waiting, but guess what? If I want that whole uniform look, I can do all of that. I could just do my foundation all over. So I am going to put on my CC cream because, again, I don't know about you, but I know my CC cream does not run. Like, it's hard for it to come off of my face. I have to literally wipe it off, like be a little bit, more aggressive with my brush to wipe it off. So I like using my CC cream underneath my foundation. Any questions? So what do I use to apply my CC cream? I use my blending brush to apply my CC cream. And what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to apply first, starting here, but I'll kind of avoid the areas where I put my my concealer for now. I'll do that last. That will give it enough time to dry. So I go here, and if I was doing my cream to powder instead of the CC, then that's what I would have done. I would have used the cream to powder in the, the same way. But I promise you, you do these steps, and you may want to give yourself enough time to do it. You will run all day, and people will still compliment you on your makeup. And I know it looks scary right now, but I promise you, it will all blend together. Don't worry. You don't have to say, oh my God, Kanisha, that's not the right color. I've done this before. All right, and now what I do, and I don't use a lot of CC cream, I usually do 2 pumps, right? So now I can actually blend or go over where I put my concealer. I can now go over that area. And the reason I'm not really dragging it is because I don't want to spread it all over the face. I want to keep it confined to that area. And then I'll even go over my eyelid with that same color. So again, remember, this is not the way you used to see me do glamour. There's plenty of ways. So don't get stuck in your ways and say, oh my God, Kanisha, that's not the right way. Listen, you'll find what works for you. And I keep blending. But I promise you, try the concealer under and you'll see the difference. And I still, if I'm doing contour and highlight, look at that. I mean, it's all blended now. And that's just CC cream. And ladies, feel free to pop in and comment. Okay, so now that I got my CC cream down packed, now I'm going to use my bronze. I have to use 2 colors. So I do bronze 140 and bronze 160. And the other thing I didn't show you guys, I don't know if you know about these blotting paper. They are ridiculous. The blotting paper, they have 75 sheets in there. And literally, if you have, during the day, if you have oily skin and you need to blot, you use the blotting tissue, you do your forehead, your nose, your chin, and boom, it dries up the oil without taking off your makeup. Marilyn, I don't know if you use this or not, but I introduced it to a lady recently. She loves it. I'm getting the last of my foundation here. I take it to the last drop. And I'm not going to put on a lot tonight, but I just wanted to for demo purposes. So I do use 2 colors. So I usually use the back of my hand to mix those colors. And then I'll use the tip of one of my brushes to do that. And one of the things you can do is you can use your foundation brush, the Bomb Diggity, the Mary Kay foundation brush. Mine's a little bit wet because I washed it today, which you want to make sure you are washing your brushes at least once a week, and then pre-cleansing in between by doing the brush cleaners daily. So one thing you can do is you can spray finishing spray on your brush. You can do that, or you could choose not to. And then, of course, using that to apply your foundation. Let me get my mirror here. Start on your cheek and then blend. I don't have a lot. Usually I use more foundation, but we're not gonna do that tonight. You guys get the drift. But I'm telling you, do this. See Natalia right now, she's at the hospital. You could go through the storm and still won't look like what you've been through, right, Natalia? Right.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now I just keep blending, and you want to get make sure you get these areas here, your temple, and just blend. Now, after I get to this point, I'll do a layer of finishing spray. You know, I'll spray some of my finishing spray, do an X and a T. You let that dry a little bit. So this is before I even do any of my powder. So I'm going to show you what else I do. So I didn't do my brows, but I would have done my brows too. I'm not going to do that for time. I'm just showing you how your makeup can stay put. The brows, you use the pencil, or you can use espresso, and then the brow tint. Here, maybe I'll do it for you guys. Well, that is drying a little bit. I use dark brunette, and you want to go in upward strokes. So with your brow, look, you can barely see mine. This is some years and years of plucking and shaving. Not plucking, Jamaica, we did a lot of shaving. And I would shave it down thin. But you want to do upward strokes. So look, it doesn't have to be too bold. And then I can follow up with my brow tint. And then again, upward strokes. So my color is dark brunette. See the difference? This doesn't, and look, that one, you can see the color. And if you want it wider, you can mark it wider if you want that. So it's totally up to you. All right, so I just did one so far. All right, now here's another step you can do. You can do your eyes next, or you can do your eyes last. Again, that's up to you. But now take what I actually do this next. I go back because I know I really want to really make my eyes pop, and I do this a second time. And I go underneath. Especially if you just did your eyes and you want to help clean it up. I do this a second time over the foundation. So I don't just do under, I do over. Because I really want to make my eyes brighten up my face. I know this is a little bit more, but it's okay to be a little extra. It's okay. Don't be afraid to be extra. You have my permission. So now what I'll do is translucent powder. I do a little bit of translucent powder. And I could have done the same thing that I did up here. I could. And I do my translucent powder. And I can let that sit. See that? So tell you what the heck, we're gonna just do it up top so you can see the whole look. So I'm actually using light bronze. I could have used deep beige, but I find that when I use a deep beige, I really have to blend it out more because I want it has to look very natural. So again, I'm using my sponge and I'm just going in this little T area, not all the way up, just a little bit to really highlight those areas. See that? And then you can use a brush or you use the tip of the sponge and really narrow it down. And that same brush that I use for my translucent, not only is it going to highlight that area, but also if I get sweaty in that area, this will help with that. See that? And then I get down here as well, my chin area, and I do a little bit of white bronze. Okay, I get this here as well. Because again, that's one of my areas that I tend to get, yeah, a little shiny there. And then I can do that with it. I know I'm teaching you guys some different tricks tonight. And so you would let this sit for a little bit and then before you even put on your translucent. So remember, translucent, you can use this in this area, under here, and your chin. And then you go over that area. Now, if you're doing any contouring, that will help to chisel this a little bit more, which I would recommend doing it if you have time. But if not, you can just go ahead and do it this way and you're good to go. All right. Now, once I'm done here, what I could do as I'm waiting for it to sit and crystallize, I could even do another layer of my finishing spray. We're not doing that. But what I could also do is do some contouring along here, which will help to start and make everything blend together. All right. So now, one of the other ways to help control your oil is the silky setting powder. This is a light bronze, so that is my color. But the same silky setting powder, you can get some of the darker shades and do some contour and highlighting with that. We're not doing that tonight because I really just want to show you how you can make your makeup stay intact for summer. I'm using my brush. I do have a different brush, not the same one that I use for my translucent. And so I am now go over the areas where I did not use the translucent. So my décolleté, remember I didn't use it here, so I can go underneath. I didn't do it here. I know the lighting is not that great here. Anywhere that you did not use the powder, the translucent, you want to go over that with your setting powder. And it looks kind of weird when you don't have your eye makeup on, doesn't it? Okay, so what I'm gonna do next, I'm just gonna do a finishing spray. X and T, or T and X, whichever one. Let that sit for a little bit. Just let that dry. I know it seems like it's a long process, but once you get the hang of it, it doesn't seem, it's not going to be as long. I'll just quickly do this. Any questions, ladies? Did I lose you?
No, I do have a question though. I don't know, and it could be just me, but sometimes when I do my makeup, my face looks darker.
What could have happened is, and I had this happen with a lady, as you're using the skincare, I'll answer. As you're using the skincare, your skin tone may have evened out, may have gotten lighter. I have people that they use a serum C+E, the tone correcting serum, and their skin is lighter. So you may have to reassess your colors. If you have been combining colors, then you may need to put less of the darker one and more of the lighter one. So like in my case, yesterday I did my foundation and I did the darker one. I did probably too much of that one. So that's what I got to do. I got to, you know, depending on where you are in the season, you may have to change how much, if you're using two colors, how much of one versus the other.
And then I have another question. So my face, even though the foundation might seem a little bit darker, but my face is darker than my body, like my chest area. So what do you do in that situation? Because when I then do my foundation, my face definitely shows that it's darker than
okay. Well,
chest.
yeah, in that case, you have to blend it towards your chest area.
Okay.
Like, you know, some people blend it all the way down here. That's probably what I would recommend, but you want to go.
So does that mean that I need to get a lighter color?
You might need to, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. What are you using right now? Because I remember when you started, I think you were 160.
Right. I don't even remember because it's not even with me right now. Yeah, but I'll double check when I get home.
So maybe you're now 140, 160.
Okay.
So as we were speaking, I put on a little bit of my primer. And yes, I did put it on over the foundation. It is okay. You know, when you're you can try different techniques. You don't have to be stuck in that one way of applying, right? Right, Marilyn? I know Marilyn is good about that. So I did put on my primer on my eyes because the primer helps, just like with your makeup, the primer helps your makeup to stay put. It is the same thing for your eyeshadow. It helps your makeup to stay put as well. For the summer months, I would recommend, I don't know if you've tried these cream colors. I love them. I like them, these ones. They're cream.
I know I'm ordering mine tonight. Which color you said that you used that you really like?
Who really liked it?
No, I was asking. One of them, you said you really like one of the colors. I can't remember which one you said.
Simply Rosy.
This one. Simply Rosy. Okay.
Yeah, Simply
Rosy. It looks really nice on your skin color.
Yeah, this is a darker pink one. I mean, I'll try a different one tonight so you can see what it looks like. I'll try. There's a Dewy Peach and then there's the Berry Happy. I'll show you what that one looks like on me. So the best way to apply these new colors is you just put a little bit on the back of your hand, and this is probably too much. That a little goes a long way. I don't know where my thing fell. Yeah, you don't want to leave this without it because you don't want it to run out. So a little goes a long way, like that, and you could just put a little bit above your cheek like that. I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side. So go a little bit above, and then you're gonna use your cheek brush. I personally, I've seen people use the bottom of this, or they use a brush. I personally like the brush because I feel like with the brush, I have a little bit more control. So I have seen people do both. So that's with the brush. Let's do an experiment. Let's use the sponge and see. So that's with the sponge. Plus my sponge is wet. I don't know. What do you guys think? Which one do you like better?
The brush looks better to me.
The brush looks better. Yeah, I agree. Yep.
Yeah, because the sponge looked like it blended in a little bit too much.
Mm-hmm. Right. So some people, for them, it works. And they also say you can use your fingers. For me, when I've been trying, I tried this. And this is a berry. This one is a berry. So that's actually not too bad. I think this is probably the brightest this has showed up on me. So, all right. So now that we did that, let me get my, I think you guys are good with the eyes. You don't need to see me do much of that. But what I'm going to show you is in regards to the lips, again, my summer months calls for exfoliation, lips get dry. So of course, you know what I had on earlier too? I put on that same blush. I put it on my lips because I didn't want to waste, you know, when you love Mary Kay.
I saw a video like that on Mary Kay Instagram.
You did, right? Probably the new MK girls.
Same young lady that I think you have posted in one chats. She did use it. I went on her Instagram page and she did have one of the colors that she used, the cream blush. She used for eyeshadow, blush, and for her lipstick.
You see? So you can use it. It's versatile. And so when you are selling, you can hardly share that with people and say, listen, you can use it for one for all. You can use it with your lipstick. For a lipstick, you could do it for your eyes. Let's see how it would look on the eyes. So I use the berry one for my lips. Let's see how it would look on the eyes. All right, so I'll try this one. I'll try the Simply Rosy one for my eyes and see how it looks. I'll probably go right from the tube and then I'll use my fingers to blend. There it is. You guys saw it firsthand. What do you think?
Yeah, that looks nice.
This is Simply Rosy. See, you gave me a good idea, Natalia. The other thing that, yeah, so that's Simply Rosy. Let me see. Peach. This is Dewy Peach.
And then if you have a like a white shimmer or silver, and you could just put it like right there in the middle by the eyelid. Yeah, like right there. They have like that. That looks really nice. Now I want to try that.
Yeah. So this one is Dewy Peach. Ooh, look at the Dewy Peach. Oh, Lord. I'm just playing with colors today, boy. Okay, this is the Dewy Peach. It's very light on me. It kind of looks like nothing. Yeah, you can tell something is there.
Like but you'll need, but it's not popping like the berry.
Yeah, it's not popping.
Probably need like a lot more concealer to make it pop.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I gotta go.
Okay, no worries. I think Natalia's doctor is there. All right, and then last but not least, so I did my lip scrub, so I'll show you that after. But I am doing I love the lash primer. Mary Kay continued this. I hope they can bring it back. Marilyn?
Yeah, I'm here. Okay. I think that looks great on you. You can build up those colors though.
Yeah, like this one.
Yeah.
So this is all the Dewy Peach and the whatnots. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you could put that on the inside and use that pop of color. That thing just popped. I think we need to come up with more popping colors. Like
we used to have, you remember when we had lime and peacock blue and azure? When I started, those colors were beautiful.
I still have them in my palette. Don't want to part with the lime.
I know somebody stole mine, but it's okay. So last but not least, summer months. I'm gonna open this one. It's a new one. Calls for waterproof mascara. So especially if you're going to the beach, you can be assured that your makeup will stay on. You'll still look cute. And I'm going from the base and I'm wiggling, going upward. Going upward, going upward. And then you'll do a couple layers. These are, see the difference with my eyes there?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yep, it does. So that's the thing. You can show people how, you know, those dewy cheek blushes can also be used on the eyes. So if you show them that, it's like a 3-in-1.
Yeah, like, yeah, that's popping.
I like that. And then how about I get some of this Simply Rosy on my lips? We're doing all cream blushes. I did have my lipstick, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna put a little bit on my lips. Let's do that. Is this Simply Rosy? Yes, this is Simply Rosy.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
Simply Rosy is probably my favorite out of all of them. Oh, is that Simply? Yeah, that's Simply Rosy. I had to make sure. You don't need a lot. Oh, wait, I think I picked up the wrong one. Oh, yeah, here it is. Sorry. This one is the other one. This one's a Simply Rosy.
Poppy. Yeah.
This one pops. Like this color. Ooh, let me tell you. Look at that. Look.
Yeah, that's really pretty.
And these stay on. So you see that? Simply Rosy.
Does it dry matte?
It does. And look at my cheek. Like you can still tell that I'm
Is that the blush that you have on your lips, Kanisha?
Yes.
It does.
Oh my gosh,
Simply
that looks
Rosy.
so nice.
Girl, I'm experimenting tonight. And then
you said that's the berry?
This is the berry. This is Simply Rosy. And this is Simply Rosy. And then this is Dewy Peach, which you can't really see it too much.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you do
I
that
like the berry and the rose.
The peach color, Kanisha, and you could always build on it. So it'll probably keep your makeup on even longer.
Yes. So you know what? Here's the other thing that I probably could do is I could probably still do eyeshadow over this. So, but what I can tell you, you can go out, you could be out in the heat and your makeup will stay put, because then once you're done, you do your finishing spray and you're good to go.
Yeah.
So usually I would have done my quick little contouring with my pencil here, just to make it all blend together. But for time purposes, we're not doing that tonight. I think the whole gist was to show you how your makeup can go on and stay on for the summer months, and try different things. And this I keep in my purse. If I need, say I need a little touch up, like my nose and honestly, most of the time I honestly don't use this. I just keep it just in case. And then of course the blotting tissues are awesome. So any questions, thoughts, or comments?
Beautiful, my friend.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'm glad you guys learned something tonight. We won't go over the prices, but you can talk with your consultant. For those of you who are catching the replay, talk with your consultant about the concealers, the things that we mentioned tonight. We cleanse with the micellar water. We also use the 4-in-1 cleanser, and I did use the day cream, right? We did use the day cream. And of course, I did use the Sheer Mineral Pressed Powder, which it goes right in my bag. So I do have a pouch for that. And then we did the primer, the foundation primer, and the oil mattifier. These are my saviors for these hot months. And of course, I had my finishing spray. And then we followed off with our CC cream and our other makeup. So if you guys want to give this look a try, chat with your consultant. And I would say, you know what, it's worth it because it's 100% guaranteed. And, if you don't like it, Mary Kay will give you back your money. So that's one of the beauty of that. All right. Any questions, ladies? If not, I'm going to say we can sign off for the night. I love Mary Kay. Of course, if you are ever thinking of starting a business, now is the perfect time to do that. Today, I don't know if they're going to continue, but today's the last day for the $30 promotion. So now's the time to do it. So if you're catching this replay, $30 to get your business started, do it, do it, do it. And so for that $30, you get to change lives, you get inspired, you get amazing products at half off, you get your own website, people can pay with their credit cards, you get to go on the trips, you get the tax write-offs. I mean, it's so much more that you get. You can earn your free car. So all these other things that you can get just for starting your business. Well, thank you, ladies, for being on, and have a great rest of your seminar year. And I want you to finish big. And guess what? If there's something you didn't accomplish for this seminar year, you have tomorrow to start over for our new seminar year, whether it's Red Jacket, whether it's car, whether it's directorship, you have all these things at your fingertips. Any questions, stars, or comments before we sign off? No? All right. Well, have a wonderful evening. Dream big, Natalia. I hope you feel better.
Thank you. I'm here trying to get my nurse to buy some Mary Kay.
Good.
So he can start his skincare regimen. But I'll talk to you later. Thank you.
In the midst of adversity, you still want to keep growing. I love it. All right. Well, have a great evening and have a great rest of your month. Make sure you guys win and win with Natalia. You're close to Powered Up Pink.
I know. I
You have till
have
midnight.
to finalize my order when I leave here tonight. Say that again.
All right. Well, have a great evening, you guys. Take care.
Well.